go in from here and then slide back round and out. Here's your prop, your main drive line. There. We've had enough of this crap, this PC cotton wool society.
What would Diesel Creek do?
Right, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, good to have you along. Now in the last episode of the Weatherill loading shovel, it was a will it start. And if you haven't seen it, you got to watch it because it was so much hassle to get, even just to get to it. But I'll put the link to that video in the description box below this one. Anyway, will it start? Yes, it did. But not without a few problems. So, it ran on 5 cylinders, not 6. We had a hose blow. Let's see if anything works. Well, that sounded like a hose going. That's that hose there. Oops. The forward and reverse on the transmission, the actual shuttle lever, was completely seized. Other than that, it was fantastic. Oh, and all 4 tyres are flat. So, in this episode, we're going to try and address all those things because we want to see if we can get it to move. Oh, and by the way, later on in the video, once more, I'll be asking your opinion and advice on a question. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Right, this, will it move? Let's see. So, this is the hose that went, they've gone about there I think. So it goes down, curls round, we've got a union there we can undo, hopefully. Then it buggers off down there somewhere towards the front where the hydraulic tank is. So we're going to have to clear this shite out of the front there, hoik that out so we can get to that end. We should be able to remove that hose and replace it. Brambles everywhere. Yeah, I've had better days. This one, everyone, I'll replace the hose. You replace the fucking hose. I'm paying for this. I think we'll see how that one goes. If it goes, we'll replace it. But at the moment, we might replace this one and then find that the thing doesn't lift, or I'm going to clean them rams up a little bit because I'll put some 3M on them just to give them a bit of a clean up. I'll give her a good liberal coating all round just to help the job. Anyway, first part, let's get this hose off. There. Right, there we are, Muckers. Hose is off. So we're going to get one of these made up and then see if we can't get the loader part working. If we can get that working, it'll make things a lot easier to try and get it to move, because obviously we can get the bucket, we didn't try to drag it in all this old lumber and crap. So another day, Muckers, and it is windy. There's a surprise. Now, probably see that, yeah, the sun's out at the moment and it's very windy. However, it has teemed down for the last 2 days, just hasn't stopped raining. But in between the rain showers, I thought I'll come up here. What I'll do is have another go at getting that Weatherill shovel. See if I can push shovel, the load shovel, getting that sorted. Get this under there so I can lay on it. Break this up. I can't even get underneath there because the tyres are down. I can't get under it, so I'm going to have to go in from here and then slide back round and out. Right, let's have a little look. There. So I get my legs round to there. Here's your prop, your main drive line. There, to the back axle. I am assuming that up there are the linkages that are forward, neutral and reverse. So I've got to try and lever them to move them and then put some duck oil. I'm gonna have to wait till I can get somebody over here with me to help me, because I need someone to put pressure on them up and down while I apply pressure at this end. Otherwise the rod in between the lever and this block here will just pressure will just bend it like that. What a treat. Absolutely love these. Thanks to that, look at this, everyone. We have got a functioning forward, neutral and reverse lever, the shuttle. So that's a big step forward, because that was seized solid. But like I say, got underneath there, applied a bit of pressure with them, the old Knipex, and a little spray from the old duck oil, and she's away. So we've got the new hose, so that's really good. Now this Jubilee hose clip was just put on the side here just to keep the hose from chafing on the loader arms, but I had to cut through that because it is completely rotten through. But I do have replacement, so we're going to put that on there now. That's fine, we can go through there like that. So that's gone through that hose clamp there. This could be fed down through here. They are fairly tight. I'm not overly keen on how they go, but it's just how they go. So nothing I can really do about it. I can probably pull a bit of slack through here. Now, as you can see, there's obviously all this undergrowth, brambles and briars and that we had to cut out. And on the last video, in the comments, there were one or two of you that were concerned about my eyes. I had brambles and thorns stuck off the brush cutter into me. Just for you that were concerned, I always wear these when I was brush cutting. They got a coated lens on them and they're toughened as well, and that way I can just literally take them off, wipe them and go again. Full face mask and all that, especially with it being as humid and muggy as it was when we were doing this, would have just been awful. So I appreciate that. Like I said, safety 28th and all that. However, there were a couple of you on there that were like, oh, this is the most stupid thing I've ever seen. Really? What, just because you're that dumb that you think cladding yourself in a helmet and a mask and all other stuff, and then basically you just fall over because you just got so much crap on, you think that's the way forward? No, I judge what I'm doing per job. And this job entailed that I would get snarled up and snagged up with all the safety gear. These are more than adequate. They did the job. You saw out there that are all about, oh, that's stupid. You should have all this protection and you should... No, you should have some common sense. You should look at each job on its own merits and what's required of it. We're not all able to take the time to lay down and just touch the grass, especially around here. This is why nothing ever gets done in this day and age. And going forward, I think we need more good stuff and less dumb stuff. But they say society today are all like, oh, well, but, you're using a brush cutter. That's dangerous. And then there's, thorns going in your eye. And, and then when you get to it, you might cut yourself on something that's sharp. So let's not. No! Just fucking go and lay down if you don't want to do it, all right? Because we do. We've had enough of this crap, this PC cotton wool society. More good stuff is what we want. Less dumb shit. That's where I'm going, honestly. And whatever happens to the channel, I don't give a shit, really. But I'm going to enjoy myself while I'm doing it. And I'm going to take those of you that do enjoy this sort of stuff, I'm going to take you along with me. I had a gutful of it. So there we are. More good stuff. Less dumb crap. All right. So there we go, the new hose is on. Yeah, I know it's not great, it never was. It's just a bad design, but if it just lifts up, it only replicates the original hose that's on here. But yeah, whatever. Normally anything with wheels will have brakes. Yeah. Yeah, it's just oops. Is that dot 4 or dot 3? You don't need to worry about brakes, especially when you've got 4 flat tyres. That's something else we're going to have to do. Got to be a little bit careful. They've got them old split rims, the ones with a steel ring on. So they're a little bit dodgy anyway at the best of times. But anyway, brought that little old thing along. That should help us. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Probably from a safe distance. That's as long as that just doesn't explode, we'll be good. Well, I've got 3 of the tyres blown up, Matt. Look how much taller it is off the ground. I'd be able to get under there now. I wouldn't be able to before, so I had to crawl in the back. But yeah, I got 3 of the tyres up, so that's good. The 4th one, I've just got to go and find and adapt to one of those ones that goes back on itself, because it's fucking there. So, but yeah, I got the hose on. So we're getting there. Oh, and we've had another little injury. But so what? Do you know what I mean? Now it's starting to rain again. I just know I'm going to have to pack up today. So there we go. Once again, so close to firing it back up, lifting that loader up to see if we can lift it up, and then seeing, well, if it'll move. But once again, right, back again, day 4 or 5 of trying to beat the weather to do a will it move. This is the lengths we go to for these will it start. I just bought this so I could get this. To be fair, I wanted a bit better airline, so that's quite nice, that one. But you get this with it, and I could then put a bend in it so it can go onto there. Because even with one of these, the hub is in the way, so you can't get enough of an angle. Oh, there's a bit of air in there. Put that in there yesterday. The trouble is it wouldn't go on fully, so we could only just get a dribble of air in there. But if I can bend this a bit more up here, that should go onto there and clear this hub. Anyway, there is air in all 4 tyres now. Not a huge amount. Because they've sat flat for so long, it gives a false impression of what's there. I've got the pressures. I've put 30 psi in all of them. If it moves and we can get the tyres onto another part, not the part that's laid flat for 18 years, we'll look at putting more pressure in, but I just don't trust them, is the honest answer at the moment. In the comments on the last video, where I sort of said, should we go and do another project, because we've got this, will it start? It started. Should we do another project, or should we see if we can get it moving? A lot of you out there said, what would Diesel Creek do?
What would Diesel Creek do? Probably just park it in the woods with the rest of them and go down to Ritchie Brothers and pick up something more interesting. Just kidding. We'll get to all this eventually. You better get that one working too.
I think before I go too much further, I'm actually going to clean these windows just so I can see what's going on around me, or at least make them a little bit better. Right, well that's definitely a lot better. Obviously not perfect because its perspex is scratched and stuff like that, but I can definitely see out of it a lot better now, and I can see what's happening down there, which is the main thing. But yeah. Alright, so I've actually had a little look at the wiring. So rather than having to short it out with a screwdriver or the remote starter, which I still haven't repaired, it should all work up there now in the cab. That's the plan anyway. Now there, see what good it does. we've got it connected to the starter now, so we should be able to
Press the button!
that's this one, I think, isn't it? Yeah, we'll give it a go. Good. No ether. Not addicted. Heater works and the starter button works in here now. All the smoke. Well, that's the crowd on the bucket. That's working. Okay. Oh, look at that. What a treat. Might have a bit of air in the system. Will it move? Oh. Well, we got some steering, but then she stopped. Let's just have a little look why. Right, what we got on here? We've got the throttle, which is on here. Oh, that come out, I think, yeah, look, it's come out of there. So, I think if we cut off the, there's a ball basically in there, look, and that's come out of the cup on the throttle there. So, I reckon we cut that, you know, our hand throttle. Let's cut that off. Right, so hopefully now, when I push the throttle down, that won't push that off the side of that, that sort of ball and cup thing. Let's give it another go. Some movement there. Now, I think we're probably low on transmission fluid, so I'm going to try and, you know, sort that out now. However, on the upside, she's running on all 6, so I think that valve is freed up. So, yeah, how about that? Sounds really good. Well, obviously, apart from all the noise coming out of that broken muffler at the side there. Right, just so you can see here, there's a filler. See that? Just there? Well, that is for the transmission. And we'd kind of looked at sort of down there as a little bit dark, so I'd assume that over the years some of it has sort of seeped out. So we put some of the magic juice in there, and not a lot, a couple of gallons. We'll see what happens now. Now, like I've always told you in the past, you know, you'll get people say, oh yeah, I had to fill the transmission up and all the axles and everything, you know, right from the start. And then you discover that the transmission is burnt out or whatever, and you've just wasted a few hundred quid's worth of oil. So that is why we've tried it, and there was a little bit of movement, just a touch. I thought, well, at least the transmission's got some go in it. So the next stage is put some oil in, because obviously there is a chance that it will move. Don't mind doing that, but just to dump oil here, there and everywhere, and next thing you've got a massive bill for oil, no. So that's why we do it in these stages. So there you go, muckers. Again, this is the realities of the job. You know, will it move? No, it won't. So, I just had a little look, and the shift lever, as in the high and low, looked like it was possibly in neutral. I've had to recalibrate it, and it's now in low, I think. So, let's see. Right, break the thing off. Reverse. Ooh, that sounded and felt a little bit better. Oh-ho! use that zip tie hand throttle again, aren't we? I can see that. Right, what we got? Let's try it backwards. Oh, for the trouble is, as we know, the idle on this is virtually set to stop. That's why we had to use that hand throttle when we first did the will it start. But I'm not going to bother with that at the minute. I'm just going to keep persevering and see if I can move this thing about.
This goddamn shit. Willard's wife.
What I'm going to do now is just move some stuff behind me, because I'm going to try and get this in the yard where I can have a good look around it. All right. I tell you what, the steering's really light. I'm surprised at that. All right. Let's carry on. All joking aside, I'm really pleased with this. It's good. It's good fun. I'm going to try and get it through this gap and at least get it into this yard here. But fuck me, you know, like I said, video side to one side of it all, this is really good. I'm pleased. Put a lot of work and effort into this, so to see this actually moving, yeah, it's yeah, very, very good. I ended up sliding down at these ruts. What a treat. Right. Listen to that now, running on all six, squeak as a nut. That is mad. Oh, see, I told you, a bit of work and that may free that valve. Well, that's freed that up. That link had just come off there again, so I like to just wire that on there. But now we're out. Look. There she is. How good is that? And that's what I was saying about the tyres. Look, they looked flat when they were in there because you can still see, look, where they were slightly bulged, where they've been sat for so long. But as they turn, they'll start squidging and then become round again. But they got 30 psi in, and like I said, now she's actually out and on hard ground. That isn't too bad at all. So that's why you don't overinflate when you try to move her somewhere she stood for a long, long time. Okay, this is day 6 of trying to dodge the weather. Lovely and sunny at the moment, but there's been big showers coming through, and it's really, really windy again. And once more, I'm in a different set of overalls. I feel like Mr. Ben.
Suddenly, as if by magic, the shopkeeper appeared.
I want to address this issue here. Now, I mean, this engine is years ahead of the competition because this is stage 5 compliant. Because, you know, all the emissions go straight back into the air intake, like EGR, recirculating, you see. But today, I'm going to do an EGR delete. If we went a foot, 12 inches, that should just do round there, I think. That'll do.
I can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
And then that can be put around like that and like that. Now what I've got here are stainless steel zip ties, because the plastic ones would melt in a matter of time, I'd imagine. Right, go on, keep going, keep going. Right. Now, if we pull that to there, position this where we want it. Right, well that's far from ideal, but it will. I've even used a big old plastic one just to hold it while I was putting these on, and that'll stop the old EGR, gas recirculating, so it's no longer tier 5. It'll be better than it was, and it'll send the majority of it up there.
You have stolen my dreams.
You are a fucking star, aren't you?
So there we go, it's another job done on the old Weatherill shovel, and so we set out to get it started, which we did, and also then get it moving, which we've also done. So that's about it, I suppose. Well, I suppose we could see if she'll actually push into a heap of soil and sort of move some about. Just going to have a quick flash over with a grease gun. Because some of this stuff's been there for, well, probably 20 years. And I wonder if it was greased up back then. I doubt it. Right, we're in neutral. Power is on. There's a little bit of a flick in the gauge there, so obviously power's gone there somewhere. Here we go.
How dare you?
You shut the fuck up, Clem Fandango!
Still a little bit of the stuff blowing out of that box, but it's only to be expected, but not as much as there was. I can't describe just how much power this old thing has got for something that's so old and worn up. bucket's down. Now we're going to just go in and just keeps going. Pop the door open. And just say you just back out with a bucket full. I don't think I've ever done a will it start where I'm so surprised by the outcome. I'd like to be able to get, you know, obviously I'm pushing between two cultivators, which I don't want to hit them, but I'd like to get on a bit of ground with this and just load and push. And it also looks like this time we beat the weather. That's now coming in and that'll be wet, but we got the filming done that we wanted to, finishing up in sunshine. It just couldn't have ended any better, could it? Now, if you haven't seen the previous video, that's your little road trip video, isn't it? So she's been planning a road trip in the little Suzuki, which is fair enough. It'll become apparent if you watch the video. Now, speaking of that, it's question time. And the question is very simple. For the next video, do you want to see the progress that we've made on the little wheel horse garden tractor? Or do you want to see the attempt we're going to make with the Manitou forklift, the will it start? Up to you. Put your answers in the old squid pit below, in the comments section below this video. And just put wheel horse or Manitou. Or forklift, however you want to do it. So, there we go, Marcus, that is it. The will it move? Yes, it does move. And, oh, was that a surprise? As I said, this whole will it start, will it move, took a lot of doing. Was it worth it? Oh, you bet it was worth it. Now, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and share it if you would, please. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does an enormous amount for the channel, doesn't it? And just remember, by doing so and supporting the channel, we can make sure that we do more good stuff and other people do less dumb shit. So there we go. Don't forget to go and watch her video from last week because she's planning the road trip. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Do well.